Hello, hello, and welcome to All Your Channel's weekly news update for the week of June 15th through June 21st. And you may be noticing, this week's calendar's already down, something I don't normally do, and that's because this week, we've finally done the artwork to commemorate finishing Death Stranding, and that is hiding behind this calendar, so the calendar won't be going away, I'm afraid. Now, people already saw last week, and it continues this week, of the slow degradation of content due to changes in my life, something that I had anticipated would be happening and mentioned a few times in the past. New job that gives me more hours, which is great, because I need the hours. I now don't think I need to get 2 jobs. It's a funny little life story. Oh, hey, hang on, before I get into the funny little life story, quick thank you to my wonderful Ko-fi supporters. Thank you to Candlecorn at the base tier, with additional thank you to Distratos and Barbara at the 0.5 tier, and a double thank you to Atomic Squid at the double tier. Thank you, thank you. You can join these wonderful people by following the link to my Ko-fi down below, or just typing in the link right there on the screen now. But yeah. So I just have a quick funny story about life before we get into the actual news update. So I was working at a trampoline park. I then got a job at a retail store, has a second job because the trampoline park wasn't paying enough to pay rent. And I was steadily falling behind on rent. Well, I mean, further behind than I already was. Please support me, I'm really far behind on rent. But, I got hired at the retail store, and like a week later, it was announced the trampoline park was shutting down. I was like, fuck! Now I gotta still be hunting for a second job. But the retail job is actually giving me enough hours to just about pay rent, which is great. But sucks because, you know, it's too much time. Like, I haven't been able to stream as much as I'd like to. Usually I can only stream once or twice a day. So, if I start my shift late enough in the night, I can do a shift before work, and I can do shifts after work, but even those can only be so long, because I also have to do a bunch of chores. Because, you know, being an adult, excuse me, suddenly, every time I start recording, I get indigestion. I'll be totally fine. Then I start recording, and suddenly I feel like I'm gonna burp. But yeah, so, because of that whole issue, one, we've already had Fallout move from a daily series to only on Fridays. I have not been able to record the next episode of the Tears of the Kingdom series, and honestly, that and Zelda Expanded are going to be going on a bit of a hiatus. I'm really fucking sorry to say that. And Grounded, I haven't been able to record. That has just been because getting a day where both me and Doodle are free has been exceedingly difficult. And yes, I've seen the announcement of Grounded 2. I may look into starting a series on that, I don't know. It depends. But yeah, let's actually talk about this week's content. First off, on the Ko-fi end, we are still in the midst of Hitman World of Assassination, doing all of the very cool escalation missions and having a blast with them. On the end of the Road to Death Stranding 2, every video this week we're done with the video essays now, and we've begun working on Death Stranding the board game, a thing I talked about wanting to make during the series, fun little side project that may continue after Death Stranding 2 comes out. With a break from the board game development on Friday to do an art stream. And still Death Stranding 2 is in the lead on the Discord vote to be the next game we play, so right now that's on the lead. By the way, if you're wondering what's in the lead for the Ko-fi vote, it is currently Halo ODST, so that might be what we play when we finish Hitman. Borderlands this week, what is going on this week's Borderlands? Oh, Iridian Lightning, or no, sorry, that's next week's, sorry. This week's is, Getting Things Done, where we just hammer through a fuck ton of quests. And in this week's Fallout, it's an extra long, 50-minute episode, as we start Dead Money. Something very exciting I think something I'm very excited to be doing. I've heard a lot about this DLC, and I've only gotten a little bit into it in the first stream, but I had a very good time so far. Words. And then in this week's Hero Infinite, we have... Oh, the Yellow King. A very, very good episode of Hero Infinite this week. But yeah, the news updates are probably gonna be hitting a briefer style because life is hectic, and I just have to find a time to squeeze in the recordings super fast, and that's what's happening right now. Yeah, that's this week's videos. Consider joining the Discord down below to interact with me more directly and vote on what I play after Death Stranding 2. Support me on Ko-fi to pick what I play after Hitman. And, you know, if you support the channel, we can start more playthroughs and do more things, please. Ooh. But yeah, love all you very, very much, and ta-ta for now.